Good afternoon and welcome to another session. I hope you're doing well. Right, where do we start from? Let's start from where we start from. So quick announcement before we start. I have to make everyone aware that everything I'm going to talk about is the usual, thing that you have to give out. I don't do it for some reason, but I'm gonna start doing it so that I make sure you understand. I'm not here to give you financial advice. Everything that I do is for educational purpose and demo trading only. Okay, I am not telling you to put live funds on anything. You can do so in your own accord. If you find fit to do so, then you choose to. All right. So, getting that one out of the way, let's start with the dollar. So dollar, I didn't go through this with you guys on Monday, but Monday I was expecting a reversal. I was expecting a reversal on dollar, and the reason why I was expecting a reversal on dollar is because I'm gonna share it here so you all get it, because it's knowledge that might go a long way to help other people. Okay, so if you're here, grab your pen. And by the way, this is not my concept. Okay, this is not my concept. I learned everything that I know from my mentor, ICT. So do not ask me if I invented it. I didn't invent it. It was all knowledge from learning from ICT. Okay, so that's where I got all my knowledge from. All right, so let's jump into it. So the reason why I was expecting a reversal here on dollar is because I want you to look at something. It's not something that is out there people talk about. It's not out there that people talk about. But if you open your eyes, you will see it. Okay. So let's hide this here and let's go on to the daily. Alright, so I want you to see something here. So let's put dollar Swiss here, right? And I want you to look at dollar Swiss. Okay. I want to look at dollar Swiss and dollar itself. You see any difference? Yes. What's the difference? The difference is one is making a low and one is making a higher low. Okay, so dollar was making a higher low when on Friday this made a lower low. On Friday this made a higher low. Okay, and then if you look at, I'm gonna put dollar card here. Okay, and then you'll see that dollar card also made a lower low. Okay, dollar card also made a lower low. So by comparing those three, you see that there was some kind of buying going on in dollar. Yeah, there was some kind of buying going on in dollar. So coming into this week, I was expecting reversal on dollar. Okay, and we did get that. So that's why I was looking for a reversal. So if you're wondering why I was looking for the reversal and not just purely looking at price, this is why I was looking for the reversal. Okay, and if you go back in time, you just go back in time and check. Anytime there was a reasonable reversal, okay, you will see this kind of example going on. So if you go back in time and check, even up here, okay, if you check up here, there you will see it right here. Notice how we made a high here, made a lower high, made a lower high, and then it kept making lower highs. But here it made equal high before making a lower high. Let's draw this right there. Okay, that is another thing you can use, right? And go back in time whenever there is a meaningful reversal. Okay, so in here between this rally, if you look down here, you're gonna see the same thing. This low, that low, and that low. You're gonna find something in there that will lead you to find price going higher. Same thing in here. If you compare the highs and lows, I'll leave it there. I don't want to go much into details. That's why I'm hovering about, because I don't want to teach you, but I'm pointing you to it to go and look for it, because if you look for it, you will find it. All right. Okay, so that's why I was looking for the reversal. Right, so now that we've got the reversal, how far do I think it's going to go? I personally think if you look at the two levels I've got here, that's what I'm watching today. If we manage to close above this, I think price will come up here. Okay, if we close above this gap, this small little gap that we have in here, okay, if we close above it today, I think we will be coming up here and make a challenge for this one, and we will go higher. Okay, that's what I'm expecting on dollar. So if we break above this little gap here, if we close above it, we will be coming up here, and then we'll be going definitely or highly probable that we'll be making a challenge up there. Okay, so that's what I'm watching for the DXY. And in reverse, I'm looking for a complete meltdown on euro. I'm looking for a complete reversal. So if you look at euro, it's same thing. It's just the reverse of what the dollar is doing. So if you go below this low, okay, I am short from, let me check where I'm short from. Okay, so I am personally short from here. Alright, I'm short from there, and I'm looking for a complete reversal to come all the way down here, and then I'm looking for long-term price to drop down here. Okay, long term, I'm looking for price to drop down here. So going forward, that's where I'll be looking for price to come to. If what I'm seeing on dollar is right, then that's where I'll be watching. Okay, that's what I'll be watching. So for now, we just have to enjoy this movement to the downside. I think we will get some form of a bounce. If not here, if we don't bounce in here, then we have to bounce somewhere the mean threshold of this down candle. So the mean threshold of this down candle will be somewhere in here. Okay, if we don't bounce from here, then I'll expect this to continue going down and then give us a bounce somewhere in there. Okay, and I'll be looking for a complete erosion to the downside, basically. On British pound, I'm not doing anything on this because relative strength shows me that the British pound is stronger. Therefore, I'm not expecting this to drop. However, I'm watching Euro pound because Euro pound tends to be bullish in mid-November going into Christmas. We had this equal low that price has now taken the liquidity below. I'm looking for price to drop in here. So anytime price gets down here, then I will now start looking on British pound for a short. Right? So I'll start looking at British pound for a short once we drop in here. I don't think this is enough. This is just a shallow run. It can't be enough to send price higher, but it's just too shallow in my opinion. I would like to see them drop down deeper into this one, and then once you get here, then I will start looking for a sell on British pound. I have this level here that I'm watching for a scalping, for a scalp. So this level here is for scalping. I'll be looking to get maybe a 10 to 20 pip, bounce. Yeah, maybe 30, depending on how this drops. I'll be looking for a bounce to come back up here. All right. So I could have sold on this, but I prefer selling euro right now. Okay, and then I'll let this one run. So you can do the same thing. New Zealand, this one has been exceptional. This has been by far the strongest pair out there. Okay, NZD has been the strongest pair out there, and I've been announcing it since we were down here that regardless of what the dollar is going to do, this pair is going to rally. And the reason why it's going to rally is it's fundamental. I won't say it's technical, but it's outside the chart. You have to look at certain things outside the chart, and the things I was looking at, they were pointing to me that regardless of what the dollar is doing, this pair is gonna go up. Okay, so I've been bullish on this. I've just not. There's a difference between being bullish and also trading it. Okay, there's a difference between being bullish and also trading it. The fact that I'm bullish doesn't mean I have to trade it. Okay, seasonally, this thing is supposed to give a retracement and then continue going up. So with the seasonal, I was expecting some form of a retracement after. Let's remove some of this drawing. After going up here, that's when I was expecting the retracement and then look for the continuation to the upside. It didn't give me that retracement, and I didn't want to chase it. So that's why it's where it is now, but I've not traded that. Okay, that's why I've not traded that. So seasonally there is some form of a decline before the continuation. The decline does happen like this week, and then it continues going up next week until I think mid-December. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting some form of a pullback, and then I'll be looking for a buy to continue going up. Right now it's making an attempt for this equal high. So any pullback that happens, maybe this one here. So if it does pull back in here, then I'll attempt a long to take out this equal high. So if it pulls back down here, I'll attempt a long for that equal high, and then on the higher time frame there is a gap with an up candle in here. That's the next upside objective. So that's where I'll be watching for from now till mid December, okay, and possibly January. And if that's the case, I'm just looking for this to continue going up, basically. I don't know how to express it, but I'm looking for this to continue going higher. On the monthly time frame, this is where I would expect to see NZD before end of the year, or probably by January. That's where I would expect NZD to be at. Okay, so you're looking at, let's call it 7,000 and almost 771. So we've got room to the upside. So you want to wait for some kind of a pullback, and then you just look for a buy. Okay, so any pullback, you're looking for a buy on this one, and that translates to all NZD pairs. Okay, all NZD pairs, you want to be looking for buying the NZD. So I'll jump onto the Euro NZD in a second, but let's go through them bit by bit. Aussie is also bullish in November, but to be specific, this week I'm expecting this to drop, and the reason why it's not dropping is because they are manipulating the cross pairs. Okay, so what do I mean by that? They are manipulating Euro New Zealand, Euro Aussie, Pound Aussie, and Pound New Zealand. So you can see right now that Euro is very weak, then Pound is also dropping, but today, and New Zealand and Aussie is not. Okay, they are not dropping. The reason being they are manipulating the Euro New Zealand and the Euro Aussie. So Euro Aussie and Euro New Zealand will be dropping, whilst they keep New Zealand and Aussie not dropping, but in sideways market, whilst they drop Euro and Pound. So that's what you see going on right now. That's why this is not dropping, but I am bearish on this to drop. So let's see if these guys will hit. Okay, if they do hit high time frame level and it's offering a bounce, because if you were with me on Monday I did give you guys this thing to look for a sell to come down here. Yeah, and we've just hit that today. So I was looking at it today, and I'm thinking, wow, that was a very good trade. If anyone took it on Monday with the stop loss here, that's over 300 and almost 370 pips, okay, from where we were on Monday. Okay, so if this one hits a high time frame level, which I think it has, let's go into the weekly. I think it has, and probably it might give a bounce. When that bounce is happening, then I think the Aussie is now allowed to drop. Okay, the Aussie will be then allowed to drop. Let's look at Euro Aussie as we are here. Right, that has also been dropping since Monday. Monday we were up here, Monday live session, we were, I think, somewhere in here. Yeah, and I said if you're not scared, just place your stop loss there and then look for a continuation to the downside to target this equal low and then these lows as well. So that is still intact. We're looking for that to happen. We're still looking for that to happen. So that is your next downside objective together with that one. So I'll put all of them here because that's low and low equal low. So we should see price keep dropping and target this low. So maybe the Aussie, it might drop the Aussie, but not as much. Okay, it's gonna linger around until maybe they take out this and then it gives a little bit a bit of a bounce, and then that bounce, okay, will cause the Aussie to drop. So if you're not short, maybe you can look for a sell on this and any pullback. The breaker trade has already happened. If it does pull back in here, you can look for, if it does pull back in there, you can look for a sell to continue going lower. And with your stop above there, and then look to continue going down to these lows. All right, so that's what you can look for. Let's go on to let's go back to where we were. Aussie. So Aussie probably will drop, but not as much as what euro and pound is doing. Okay, so for now I'm targeting this as my first downside objective. I do have a short on, but I'm targeting this low gap here as first objective because this is not gonna drop again like this is dropping. Okay, because they have to manipulate price, and we are looking to get something in here. And by the way, if you're short on Euro New Zealand, make sure you've taken a lot of your profit off the table. Okay, if you're trading Euro New Zealand, make sure you've taken a lot of your profit off the table. The one that's not clean. Okay, so Aussie dollar, you can look for a sell in here as a breaker as is happening right now. Okay, sell this down candle, stop above this high. It's not the best trade out there, but it is still something. Okay, and then you can leave some on for in case anything can happen and they slam this thing down. Okay, that's another gap in there you can target. So these are what I'm looking at in my personal demo trade. All right, dollar CAD. So dollar CAD, the explanation I gave earlier, because of what I saw, I took my position down here. So I took my position down here. So I'm long from here. Okay, and I gave my members to go long from here because that's when it's safe. So after we close above this down candle, that's when I consider it a safe trade with a That's my son shouting downstairs. Right, so that's when I consider it a safe trade for my members to take. So that's why I've given it to the members from here. Okay, but I went in down there, and you could continue, or we could continue going up here. I personally think we could continue going up there. Okay, once we clear this high, and I am certain that we are going to do so, once we clear that high, it should spread its wings to the upside. What I'm watching is this. If you don't have the futures, if you don't look at the futures, you want to look at the futures market of each individual currency, because I've said it several times again and again. Okay, they do provide a lot of insight into how you can trade the currency pairs. Okay, these are not currency pairs, they are just currencies. They are the futures market of each individual country, or the majors. Okay, so that's the yen, British pound, euro, Aussie, Canadian, Swiss, and then New Zealand. So the reason why New Zealand is strong, if you don't know, is because of this. The futures market is very bullish. Okay, regardless of what the dollar is doing, the futures market is very bullish. That's why the New Zealand across board is being the strongest. Okay, it's being the strongest. But what I wanted to say was, I'm looking at the CAD and looking at this down candle. Once we close below that one, because you're just taking out a long term, I think this year's high basically. Okay, we started January from here, and then we dropped all the way down there, and then we reversed and went all the way back up there, and then we've just run that stops, and we are rejecting. So once we close below this low, that will be very bearish for CAD, which is what I'm looking for, right? And once we do that, then this thing should start running to the upside. So you want to watch this, and then dollar CAD. As soon as we get a closure below here, even though it started moving up, this is just, it's not, there's no speed. I want to see something like this. Okay, that's what I'm expecting, this kind of move. Okay, this kind of candles, that's what I'm expecting on dollar CAD. Right, so once we close below this, I'll show you Swiss. Okay, I'm expecting it's crazy, but I'm expecting this kind of candles on the Canadian futures. Okay, I'm expecting not as big as this, but something like this, normal trading. Okay, something like that, normal trading. This is abnormal, but this is normal trading. So I'm expecting something like this going forward to happen, and then once we get that, then this thing should just pump up, and it's going to do so just like dollar Swiss has done. Okay, dollar Swiss is all the way up here, almost taking out this equal high, and I did give this to our members yesterday to look for the buy to take out this high. And I think Monday I also did give that look for this high to be taken after it's gone above the 50%. So 50% was your first upside objective as it was going up here. So as it was going up, that was your first objective. Okay, and then once you go above there, we will look for price to come up here, and that's what it's doing. So Swiss, you're looking for that high, and then once you go up there, I think it's gonna pause. Okay, and then CAD will catch up. That's what I think might happen. So it's gonna pause, and then CAD will catch up, and then they will both run this high. Okay, so CAD is going to catch up here, and then they'll both run there. So dollar Swiss, if you are long, once you get up here, make sure you've taken most of your position off, and then just leave the rest. Okay, we do have a small gap in here, so that could also be another target on the upside, and then they go high sitting up there. Euro pound, I've already talked about this. I'm looking for price to drop back down here before I start looking for reasons to not be a buyer, but reasons to go short on the British pound. So if we run back down here, then I'll start looking for reasons to be a buyer. Right, we do have lots of highs that are being layered nicely. So these highs are being layered nicely, and I like this one. I'll tell you why I like that one. Let's get rid of these trend lines. Okay, so I like that one because they left this little imbalance in here. Okay, they left there, and all down here is clean. Let's put another one in here. So there's nothing in here, there's nothing in there, and then there's one here. Okay, so I like this one because it's close to price. So first target would be, pardon me, if we are to get a reversal, that's where I'll be looking for price to come to, in here. Okay, so if we get down there, I'll be looking for price to come up here, and then there. That'll be where I'll be targeting. All right, so let's see if we get a reversal down here. You might not see, if you go on the weekly, you see what I'm talking about. So on the weekly, this is, now we have a short-term low with a really beautiful down candle prior to this whole move to the upside. Okay, so let's see. Aussie, New Zealand, complete wash down, and we are looking for price to come back down here. This is, when I see this, I get not goosebumps, but I get satisfied with the strategy that I trade. Yeah, when I see this thing, I get satisfied with the strategy I trade, or the way I look at price, because there is certain things that if they do happen, something else should happen, and this pair has responded exactly how I pictured it. So I pictured price coming down here, offering a bounce, okay, and we shouldn't go lower than that, and that bounce should take us into this one or the opening price, and then after we do that, we should slam back down, because if you remember, okay, I said that if this was to continue going higher, we shouldn't be down here. The weekly is bullish, right? The weekly is bullish. Therefore, if we are to continue going higher, we shouldn't be all the way down here. So the fact that we are bouncing off here, it means that they are just taking price up to come back down, and this happens on every time frame, right? On every time frame, you will see this thing happening. Every time frame, you will see this happening, not just the daily, okay? Any time frame. If you have a swing high to a swing low, and you're expecting price to retrace and continue going up or down, right? Let's say you have, let me look for an example, and and show you. Right, this is an example. So between this low and that high, right, this low and that high, if you're expecting price to continue going higher, we shouldn't come all the way down here, okay? Because if it does, it's not good. The reason why it's not good is there are certain things that quote unquote smart money will use. Okay, there are certain things that smart money will use to continue their trend. So if price is coming down, they will use certain things to continue their trend, where price is going. So if that thing that they use is breached, that means that's an indication that price is not going to go higher. So when you understand it and it's going up, you want to find out where on the upside they've left something that they use to sell. Okay, you want to find out where on the upside they've left something they used to sell, and then in this case they left a gap right here, and then they use that gap to do what? To sell price back down. So the same thing is on the high time frame. This is a 1 hour chart. You can find the same thing on a 15 minutes, on a 4 hour, and any time frame is there. If you look for it, you'll find it. Right, the same thing happened here where they came all the way down, because if this was to go up, it shouldn't breach the 70.5. It shouldn't even go to 79, because on the weekly time frame, that's down candle, there were 2 of them, so they should reaccumulate at this to at least the first one, okay, or maximum the mean threshold between this and that, which is basically where we had here, right here. So if price was to go down, to go up, we shouldn't do this. Yeah, we shouldn't be doing that. We should hit this and then reverse and continue going higher. Okay, so the fact that they did this meant they're going to go up and come back down. Okay, and in addition, you had the New Zealand being strong, so this will speed up the strength of price dropping. Okay, so we're looking for price to take out this low into this down candle, and then once we get here, there will be a bounce. It might bounce back up into the range again between this high and the low that will formed here. All right, between this low and that high, you measure the range, and then you could find something. I already have, because they left a gap with an up candle in here. So if price is to bounce here, okay, see that up candle there, you could look for a buy. You could look for a sell to come back down. And this time when it's coming back down, you're looking for that down candle that is supporting price to now give away. So if we get the bounce back up and it's coming back down, you're looking for this down candle to give way, and then we slide through it, and then we start looking for not weekly levels but monthly levels, because the weekly will be bearish, so we start looking for monthly levels, which will be down here. So the monthly, we'll be basically looking for this down candle, the second line, this one here, that's what you'll be looking as your target, or where we'll be looking for a buy. Actually, it's still that down candle. Interesting. Let me look at it again. Yep, this down candle is very important. It did take out some stops, so the high will be very sensitive. So the mean threshold of this down candle could offer a really big bounce. So let's push this one here. Like, it could come down there as well. Sorry, my bad, I didn't look at the monthly properly. Okay, so we could get a bounce between these two levels, and that could bring us back into where I've already outlined. Okay, could bring us back up here, which lines up perfectly with the 50% and the 618. So look for that. Give me 1 second. All right, sorry for that. I had to I had to reply to someone. Okay, so that's, if you want, you can sell short and just hold on to it. Then your stop loss, place your stop loss above this down candle. Okay, or on the daily time frame, this one here, and then let it run. So you sell short, your stop goes above here, this down candle, because that is essentially, they will mitigate. Okay, if it comes back up, for now they will mitigate that. They'll close the longs that they had in here. Okay, so you can be protected above there, and then look for these downside objectives. I don't understand why this boy is screaming. Okay, so I've already talked about this this pair, so maybe it's gonna offer a bounce, and that bounce could cause this pair to retrace. Okay, as it's doing now, can cause it to drop down here. And I've already talked about Euro Aussie, so pound, New Zealand. So what happened to us yesterday was, I was looking for this up candle to provide us a selling opportunity to drop back down here, right? And it did run us out, stop us out, and it went to an up candle on the daily. So I don't personally trade it, but those who trade it, I mentioned that do not ignore it, because it could be a stop run and they will be going lower. So you just find a breaker. Okay, you find a breaker and then you find an entry, and it did give a breaker on the 15 minutes, just that it went back up to the last up candle. So if you look on the 15 minutes, okay, it did give a breaking structure here, but it went back up to the last up candle, which is this one with the gap, and then it dropped again. So I'm looking for a continuation to the downside on this one. Okay, I'm looking for this low to be run, basically. Now that they've run this breakdown, this down candle, there's lots of them, 1 2 3, all these down candles were used to come up here and take out this high. So all these down candles act as what, a breaker. So if we, or if you want, you can leave your stop up here. It doesn't change anything. Okay, it doesn't mean price is going to come all the way up there, but it's just for your peace of mind. Or you can leave it up on this one. I like to trade with peace of mind because I'm on the higher time frame and the trade is not going to drop tomorrow. Okay, because the trade is not going to drop tomorrow, I would like to trade with peace of mind. So my peace of mind is leave your stop where, you know, in case anything happens, they are not going to run up there or down there today. So I'll leave my stop up here and then just be in the trade and let it run. Okay, and then if it does pull back up there, then great, because that's exactly where I want to short. Okay, this is where I want to short. But if it's not gonna pull back up there and I jump in here, I'll leave my stop here. If it comes back up here, great, then I short again, because I'm not scared. One thing that I keep saying to anyone watching me is do not be scared to take a loss. Right, once you take away that thing, or this the fear of taking a loss, you will see amazing how your trading will transform. Okay, you will see amazing how your trading will transform. So just, you've seen what happened on Tuesday, on Monday. Yeah, you saw what happened on Monday, right? You saw it here, and then now we are down here. Okay, if you trust the same process, you sell here, you could be further. Let's go into the weekly. You could see yourself down here into this gap. Okay, news would think some crazy moves are about to happen, and because we have the direction on the higher time frame right, okay, because we have the direction on the higher time frame right, there is a great opportunity that if any news come out, it will just speed up the trade in that direction. Okay, so I'll be looking for this on the downside. If we do pull back up here, that would be great, fantastic, then you sell short. British pound, Japanese yen. My upside objective was this up candle, okay, from Monday. Okay, from Monday, this has been my upside objective. We reached it today, and I'm looking that price should come up here before we see any kind of reversal or pullback. However, if you are to come here, you can look for a long to continue going high again. Okay, so this level is if we are to pull back, then you go long again. Monday, when price was going up, that's where I wanted everyone to jump in, because it did pause in here, and then you jump in to get there. But you know, sometimes it's very scary to buy certain pairs when they are already going up. But I had a bit of faith in this one because of what I was seeing on the weekly. Okay, because of this huge down candle, that's the faith I had, that price will usually go and rebalance that. Okay, so in it, next time if you see that kind of price action, have faith in it that is going to do it. Right now, if we pull back in here, you can start looking for a buy to continue going to the next upside objective. Dollar yen, another pair that I mentioned that you can jump in and look for these levels. So I'm still long. I did pull back. Okay, I think I got in. See where I got in at. On the 15 minutes time frame, I got in here. Okay, the last time when we were doing our live session Monday, that's essentially where I got in, and then price went all the way up. It came back down to my entry. Okay, and then we are pushing higher again. So I'm still targeting this high, and I'm targeting that high. And this morning I gave the guys to protect themselves if they are not long, protect themselves with this down candle and then look for this upside objective. Okay, it's still valid, so we are looking for this upside objective to be met. Euro yen is playing up. I did wanted to go long, but because of this equal high that it ran, it's just, that's what pull, I'm looking for the right word, it put me off. Okay, because of this equal high. Usually equal highs and equal lows are is a kind of reset for price. When price reaches these levels, price now resets. It is now going to look for what it needs to do. Okay, because that is a point of what time, we call it timeliness, where price, I'll mention algo, but price is now got to a finishing point. So now it's now going to look for it's now going to restart again. So it's going to search for liquidity and then start another direction. So if we run this equal high, it could come back all the way down and then find some form of a liquidity and then continue going higher, or completely reverse. So after equal highs and equal lows, price goes into some kind of a reset. So that's why I didn't want to take this one. So let's see if we managed to. This morning I wanted to see a continuation to the upside with a protection here. Okay, oh, not that way. I wanted to see a continuation to the upside with a protection here, and you can see price just dived back down. So it's still searching for liquidity, so it's basically trying to pull people in to buy and then stop them out. So that is essentially gathering liquidity. So anyone that joined in now has been killed off. Okay, and then anyone that sold up there was killed off. So it's now building up liquidity after closing everything, after buying down here and closing it here. Now looking for liquidity to take it whether up or down. So they've killed out. Let's go into the hourly and you see what I mean. So anyone that went short expecting price to continue going down here, they've been killed there, because people will trail their stop there. So they've been killed there. And then those who are trying to catch this because they didn't buy, they have been killed right here. Okay, so now they've neutralized both up and down. That is what price is trying to do now. It's searching for liquidity to now take it somewhere. Okay, so they might probably take price all the way back. If it does come all the way back above this high, I think they want to take it higher. Okay, I think they want to take it higher. So then I'll start looking for reasons to be a buyer to go up here. So the levels I've got on the 4-hour, this one is my upside objective. If you go on the daily, you'll see what I mean. There is a gap. Okay, and then we came, let me do it this way so you see that gap. So we came here and then we dropped, came back inside above this high and then dropped again. So I'm looking for that gap to completely close in, and then the rest is weekly and monthly levels. But to be specific, this one is the next upside objective. So they've neutralized both buyers and sellers. Swiss yen, I had a buy here. That one is still holding. So let's see if it's gonna continue going higher. Okay, there's nothing to say about this. I'm just looking for a continuation to the upside from this down candle, because it's the last down candle prior to this move up, and we've retraced down there. So I'm expecting price to continue going higher. Cardian, same thing. I'm looking for this equal high to be run, and that is it on the upside for me on this pair. So once we go above that high, that will be it for me. It can go higher, but in my point of view, my direction ends here. I'm at this equal high, because that is the reset, in my opinion, for me. New Zealand yen, absolutely beast. pairing the strongest pair with the weakest pair, that's what you get. Next upside objective is here, and I've got this one and there, and then there's a gap up there on the weekly, I think, the monthly, right, the monthly, there's a gap on the monthly. So there's a tiny little gap here that needs to be closed in as well, right here. So that between this high and that's a small gap that needs to be closed in. So I use that as another target. I like the nature of gaps is they will be filled in. Looking on the weekly is a huge one. So let's do it this way. Okay. So that needs to be filled in. It came to the mean threshold here and then died. From there it died off. So we are coming back up again. So that will be the level to watch. So if you do get any, I don't think it's gonna pull back much, right? It's now beginning its journey. There was a huge accumulation down here. Okay, daily time frame accumulation. So I think this pair is the one to be in for the rest of the year. Okay, this pair is the one to be in for the rest of the year. Let's go into the monthly, because if that's the case, we sell our houses and buy this thing. You sell your car. Alright, let's do this because this is possible. So these pairs, I don't trade them. So when I come here, then I do the analysis. So anything I find is what it is. Okay, I've not done analysis on them. I look at them, and every time I look at them, I refer from what I've already talked about. So this is something that potentially can happen. And why do I say it's potentially going to happen? Because I've seen it happen before. So this is the pair to be in. I might sell my wife and buy this one. Anyone wants to buy my wife? Okay, no, that's funny. Yeah, look at that one for now. This one, 70, 77. That 77 full figure, you want to look at that because that was a huge accumulation that they did here. Yeah, they went back and forth. We've now moved away. So something like this. Right, added it to here. Bam. Look at that. Perfect. Yeah, I think my wife is for sale to go and buy New Zealand yen. Okay, any pullback you want to be in this one. All right. Let's see. If it does come down here, you could look for the buy. Okay, if it pulls back down here, then sell all your family members, especially the troublesome ones. Okay, and buy this after you've got lots of money. You can go and buy them back. Okay, so look for this upside objective, especially that one up there. Okay, this is the beginning of a really decent run to the upside. Okay, and this one too, if it does pull back, you want to do the same thing. Let's go on to the weekly. Yeah, I've already got the levels up there, so these are your upside objectives. It's not as clean as the NZDN, but we still have good solid upside objectives to be met. All right, this is the sort of thing I mentioned earlier in the early during the session about quarterly, about the shift, the reversal. Okay, this is how they look like. So there will be, if you go on a different card pair, okay, you will see this opposite. Something would have done something like this, and that led this to drop. Okay, and let me put this one here and show you what I mean. Let's put Aussie CAD here and put it on the weekly and look. Right, in 2018, right, when was this? December till March or April. Not that one, this one. So this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so this made a higher high and this made a lower high, so that is an indication of a shift. There is a shift in the market. Okay, so this one is a reversal and this one is a continuation, so there is a shift in the market direction. So once we get a breakdown, you want to sell the breaker, continue going down. Once you break down, you want to sell the mitigation block and continue going down. All right, so this is bullish, that is also bullish, but this is more bullish than that one. Okay, so look for a buy on this. It's going for a retracement or pullback. You want to position yourself for a buy. Gold, so gold, I did have a sell in the morning, beautiful, from right here. I was talking about my pip, my stop loss. That's why price it was here, because I said that's where my stop loss is, for them not to get me, because on gold they like to take my stop loss and then go my direction. So I decided to leave my stop up there and then let it run, but I am short from here. Okay, I'm short from there and I'm looking for price to take out this low and come and take out this equal low and drop down to here. And I think I have mentioned, I think Monday I did mention about this, this being a market maker sell model. Okay, this being a market maker sell model, I think I did mention it to my members. So price is gonna find it hard to break this to the upside, right? it's not going to break to the upside, and it's now going to seek for the next downside objective, which will be this down candle here, or this consolidation. So that's where price is seeking for next. So me being short is a long term, I'll say swing trade slash short term, or short term slash swing trade, and looking for that downside objective. Okay, so gold is looking for 18, I'll call it 1820, or to rebalance this whole up move till there. Let's go back to the weekly. Yeah, to rebalance everything till there. On gold, that's what you want to look for. So if you want to, you can join the gang. Okay. Alright, if you want to, you can join the gang and look for a continuation to the downside. Okay. Right there. Oil. So oil, I was looking for a run above this high into that level and a breakdown. We've got that run. We've hit that level. We're showing signs of weakness. So let's see if it's gonna break down. So I streamed. I had a sell here. Not a trade, but a what do we call it? A paper trade. So paper trade means I'm looking at the level, but I'm not actually physically selling it, but mentally I'm short there. So I'm looking for a sell there, and price to come back to the down candle on the daily. Yeah, to come back here. So mentally I'm short. Okay, so in my mind, as I'm sitting here, I am short on oil with a stop above there, and see if that will play out. Okay, so that's what I have on oil. Aussie CAD, I had a buy. Remember Monday, I cancelled this buy right in front of you because I didn't like what I saw going back in 2016, and it did play out really well. Not got to the target, but looking at it now, it's like, yeah, I should have got in, because that is 2-to-1, almost 3-to-1 trade. So looking at it now, I'm thinking, yeah, I should have bought it, but maybe if I bought it, it would have dropped. So I'm not gonna say anything. Look at this gap here. If it's gonna continue going up, then this gap should act as a level to consider for a continuation to the upside. All right, so if we are to go up, we should find support in here to continue going up. If we break back down below this low, then I think game over. They'll be coming back down here. Okay, so if we take out this low, you can use this down candle as a breaker and sell it down back here. So if this doesn't work and it stops out, then this selling the down candle back down here with a stop above that down candle there to here, right? So that is your Aussie CAD. Now the end. Any pair anyone wants me to look at, tell me now, or forever hold your peace. Any pair anyone wants me to look at, tell me now or forever hold your peace. What is that? Mr. Crypto Buddy, you trade some weird things. YFI USDT. Stop trading some weird things. I'm joking, you can trade wherever you want. Let's look at the card again. Oh. Why are you being like that? Why are you trying? Why are you trying? Oh. Right. Oh. That was a very nice buy from here. We engulfed this and price has come back. We traced it to it. This looks see if it wants to come back to the breaker. So we traded here. The opening price of this is where price wants to reach for, and then it will reach for this gap. Got that? So it's gonna reach for this and then reach for that. On the lower time frame, this is a good place to consider long if prices to ever get down there. If prices to ever get down there, you could look for that. Or from where we are now, maybe it's gonna institutional order flow is bullish, so this down candle should hold and keep sending price down. So on the hourly, yeah, on the hourly, this maybe this could hold and continue sending price higher. So on the 4 hour, you can jump in with a protection here. If you're like me and you want to bring your stop down here and look for this upside objective, then that's also fine. Okay, if I do this and then I'll look for that for long term. Okay, or you can wait for that pullback and then look for that with first target here. If we get down here, then by all means take something off there. If it's not like kind of investment, if it's investment as in buy and hold, then it's not big difference. You can buy where it is and then maybe sit through the pullback, and then just ride it when it reaches and continue going higher, like this gap. All right, cool. All right, no worries. Thank you for coming. We have some great, exciting times in trading ahead, and some people are gonna cry, and some people are gonna laugh, depending on where you are on the food chain. Okay, some people are gonna laugh, some people are gonna cry, depending on where you are on the food chain. So I will say, get yourself at the right side. If you are not in our VIP, you want to join us, because I provide lots of information about the market and when to be in the market and when not to be in the market, which is very essential in this condition that we are in. If you don't know what the market is doing, you will be really crashed, right? You'll be crashed, and in this condition especially, the high time frame direction is everything. If you are not in the high time frame direction, you will be crashed. Okay, so if you're here and you don't look at the high time frame, I'll suggest look at the high time frame, because price has been going in a direction for a long period of time, and they are changing direction, and people might continue to think that price will continue to go in the same direction as it's going, and it's actually a reversal. So pairs like the ones I talked about on New Zealand yen, okay, price has been going down for a long time. Okay, since 2017 we've been going down, so now it's reversing. So people are used to what selling short. Now it's reversing. If you are not aware, okay, you will get crashed, and by trying to sell, you will end up bleeding. Okay, so it's all about the high time frame now than ever, because the condition we are in is similar to I would say Corona, but this time there's no Corona, so there's no more price action and there's a reversal. So you could see pretty much different price action going forward. Same thing on this one. We've been dropping down for a while and we have had a reversal, so price is now going to, the bulls are going to be in control rather than the bears. Swiss yen, same thing, we've reversed. CAD yen, same thing, it's reversing. New Zealand CAD also reversing, we've been dropping for a while. Okay, so it's also reversing. So there's a lot of reversals on the high time frame. If you are not aware, you will be crashed. So make sure you are aware of the high time frame so you don't get crashed. All right, so until then, I'll talk to you, the free members, on Monday, same time, 2 p.m, and our VIP members, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow morning at 9. All right, take care and enjoy the rest